Are you suffering from unexplained fears or phobias? Or maybe you have a pattern in your life that regardless what you do, it simply doesn't change. What if I told you that maybe the root cause of these problems is not found in this life, but in another lifetime, in a so-called past life? In this video, I'm going to show you exactly what past lives are, and actually that they are not past lives, but happening simultaneously right now. I'm going to also show you what you can do to help these past lives heal so that you are feeling better in the present moment. And even if you don't even know what your past lives are, you can do this technique. Hello and welcome. My name is Dr. Katharina Johnson. I'm a medical doctor turned energy healer and spiritual guide. And let's just start with what actually past lives are. As I said, we usually think that life and time is linear. So you have a past and you have a present and you have a future. And this is a concept, of course, that we need because otherwise it's very hard to function, right? It wouldn't be possible to function. But quantum physics tells us that everything is happening in this very moment because time is an illusion. Time is also connected to the space-time, right? So we really don't know exactly what time is. We just have a concept. We think it's linear, but it's really not. And so why is this important? As I said, if you have something going on in your life that you cannot shake off, let's just consider that you have past life and also future lives that play a role. And in one of my meditations, I found that how it all works. At least I got this image and I want to share this with you today. And I'm a very visual person, so I want to draw this for you so that you get an understanding and concept. So let's start out here. Let's say this is your life. This is you here in the middle. This is the soul. And around is everything that you're experiencing. It's your life as it is, right? You have your talents here, you have your personality, your fears, you have your experience, it's all here. And now what I found, and this is what I saw, is that, and you probably also know this, right? We have what is called a higher self. And what I found is that this higher self, let's see here, right? It's also, we can call it your Uber soul. It gathers information from all these lives. So here is your point of reference, and you are sending information to your higher self. Now in the dream space, the higher self, or if you're very intuitive, right, the higher self also sends back. But here you're sending information to the higher self, and the higher self can learn through you, through your experience. Here's still a part of your soul, right, because it's disconnected, but it's also connected through this thread. And now what I saw is that we actually have 7 lives that are happening simultaneously. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And all these lives here are happening at the same time. This is the soul, right, in each of these lifetimes. And everything is happening in the very moment. And now what's the interesting thing is, of course, you're also sending from this life, from the other life, back to the Uber soul. This is, you get the point, right? The Uber soul. And now the interesting thing is this, that you're also sending information from one life to the next, because everything is one, everything is connected. And so they are all connected here. You get the point, they're all connected. So let's just say this, and this is actually something that I've learned when I started doing energy healing. Actually, one of my first clients, he came and he said he has a huge fear of public speaking, and he doesn't know why, but he feels like literally he's dying on stage, he can't do it. And so I did look intuitively into his energy field, and then I saw this past life where he was literally burned at the stakes for speaking out. And this information was still in his field, and he was so affected by it in this lifetime that he couldn't do it until we released it and healed it. And so why is this? Let's say this is you here. This is your point of reference, right? You're saying this is me, right, in this lifetime. And let's say this other life, in this other life, you have experienced something terrible. Maybe, as I said, maybe you were drowning and you now have a fear of the water or of heights because you fell from a bridge or whatever it is, right? This information is exchanged, right? So now you have it here in your field and you're still very affected by it. So unexplained fears and phobias can be actually a cause of a past life. Of course, it doesn't always have to be something negative, right? It can also be a talent that you have and no one knows why you have this talent, or it's very easy for you to do certain things or that others can't. So maybe in this other life you had made this experience and now you're sending this information over. Some people call it also déjà vu. If you've been to a place and suddenly you think you know it. And that's actually what happened to me because, as I said, I was trained as a medical doctor. If you would have told me about past lives, I would have not believed it. But weird things always happen to me. And this was almost like 20 years ago. And I was in this place in San Francisco, and I was at a couch and I was almost about to fall asleep, and I was in this twilight zone. And twilight zone is really a specific brainwave state from we call it theta state, where you are about to fall asleep but you're still not sleeping. And when you are in this state, you have really access to the information, all this information, because everything is connected. And suddenly I saw myself, I had a vision and it was so clear, it was like in 5D. I had this vision of me being a native Indian, a warrior, and I had a wife, which was my now ex-husband, but he was there and he was my wife, and we had 2 children. We were in this tent and then there was an attack, and it was just a horrible story where basically my family was killed and myself, and it was just really, it was very dramatic for me. Then I cried and it was just so intense, and I didn't tell him, my husband back then, I didn't tell him because I didn't want him to think that I'm the crazy person. But at some point we drove to South Dakota, and that's where he's originally from. And I see this hill, and it was the same exact hill like I saw in my vision. And I tell him, please drive me up that hill. So we stand there and I'm looking down in the valley, and it's literally exactly like in the vision I had. And so I tell him, I said, look, I've had this incredible vision of us and we were native Indians and there was this attack. And just saying this, I was just crying because it was so intense. And he looked at me and he said, wow, you know where we are? And I said, no, where are we? And he said, this is exactly where this huge battle took place between the white men and the native Indians. I think it was General Custer, I'm not 100% sure yet, but that's how intense this was. And so I had to really clear and heal this past life because it was affecting me so much in this lifetime. And so now the question is for you, how can you know what your past life is? So as I said, there is a very specific point when you are about to fall asleep. You're in this twilight zone. We call it the theta state. It's a specific brain wave that connects you to the higher self. So what you could do is you could, for example, you could set the intention. If you have a problem and you think the cause is found in the past life, or you suspect it at least, you can literally ask your higher self to show you, because it's connected, right? It's all connected, to show you the past or future life, right? This could be, for example, a future life, right? We just call it past and future, but I think you get what I'm saying. To show you so that you can understand and learn from it and eventually heal it. You can set this intention and then just simply relax. Simply relax. And maybe you get a vision, maybe you get a sense of what happened, maybe you get a feeling. Or you can also get it in a dream state. So you could also set the intention to learn more about your past life when you go to bed. So you can say to your higher self, please send me a dream. Or some people also do like automatic writing, or there's also regression therapy. So there are different methods on how to find it out. Of course, if you're psychic, that is very helpful too. But here's the thing. Even if you don't know what your past life and you never find it out, don't worry, because I'm going to show you now what you can actually do to help heal the past life so that it will help you in this very moment, in this present time. So, how do you do it? Okay, so let's say this is you here and you are affected. Let's switch this. You are affected because there you have this incredible fear of, let's say, public speaking or heights or whatever it is, right? It's here, it's literally in your energy field. You don't know where it comes from. You just think it's a past or future life. So what you can do is, you're powerful here too, because you are connected also to this energy. And if you start raising your energy and vibration through a specific energy, which is unconditional love, this is at the core of what your higher self is. Unconditional love is the most powerful force in the universe. So if you go into a state of unconditional love by opening your heart, by connecting to your heart, you can think about a person you love or an animal or whoever, right? That helps you generate a genuine feeling of unconditional love. And then you set the intention. You said, I want to heal whatever happened in the past or in the future that affects me now, and I have this problem because of it. I want to heal it. And then what you do is, when you feel that energy in your heart, you send it out. You send it to your past and future lives. As I said, you can do this even if you don't know, right? And you feel it and you allow it to happen. It flows through you. You can also visualize it with a beautiful color, maybe pink or whatever color it is. And so why does this work? Okay, let's say, of course, let's say it comes from here, and this is this huge trauma that is actually like this, right? That's affecting you. Excuse me, my drawing. I'm not really good drawer. But anyhow, so let's say you are in this state of unconditional love, and now you send it over, and it will actually reach its goal, so to speak, because here is also unconditional love. This is here your essence too. So there is a match, an energetic match. Now this person here, which is you, right? When you increase energy of unconditional love, it's closer connected, there's a closer match, vibrational match to the frequency of the higher self. And that is the truth, right? Everything what happens around here is just an experience. But if this is increased, then this person can cope better with whatever happened here. And so then it's not a huge trauma, right? It's just something that happened. And then this is gonna be reduced. And here also then this is reduced. I hope this makes sense. So basically this person here then can cope with whatever he or she experienced in a much better way. And so it's not stored as a trauma energy in the field. Trauma energy is always like a stuckness, a stuck energy that then interferes. And by healing here, you will notice that something happens also in your present life. You will notice that it's gonna get lighter, it's gonna get easier, it's gonna get, fears also can get better. But of course, it's something that you need to do probably more than once. So you do it until you feel better. Okay, so I hope you learned something here today, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I would love for you to try out this technique, and I would love for you to let me know in the comments how it actually worked for you. And if you want to learn more about how you can actually go into the state of unconditional love even easier, and how you can access this state at will, so you have this strong field, so that you can become a healer for yourself. It doesn't have to be professional, but you can help yourself and others. Then I have something for you. I have a free online course where I teach you how to actually connect to your heart, and you can find the link in the description below. So if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, much love and bye-bye.